Hey, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I made a video, so I figured I would start here. Now I'm filming differently and I'm using my phone. Typically I use my Insta360, but right now this is what I grabbed out of my bag, and yeah, we're just gonna try to see if we can film with just my phone for now. But as you can see, since the last update and since the last video that you saw, there was a bit of a time jump there when I submitted or when I uploaded the 100 subscriber special. So in that video, I was, just not congratulating, but thanking you guys for the 100 subscribers and for the support that you've been showing me throughout the time that I've been uploading videos. So I appreciate that once again. But today, we're just gonna go through the update. Well, actually, you know what? This is gonna air for a really long time from now. It's not going to air for a while. That's because obviously things are on a scheduled update. So you probably won't see this for a couple months actually, because I have that many uploaded videos. But as you can see in this video, it's not the metal shelf rack anymore. You're not going to see the metal shelf rack on both of them. I took out the shelf rack here and I took out the shelf rack there. So, why don't we start with this one? Because this one is really nice, in my opinion. So in this setup, you're gonna notice that, my wife and I built the aquarium stand, like I said. The entire build can be found online, just as long as you provide your dimensions. I'm pretty sure it's fine. But yeah, as you can see, this this aquarium stand can hold thousands of pounds of weight, but we only have a 30-gallon low boy sitting on top of it. Actually, the 40-gallon right there is not really on the rack itself. It's, kind of just freestanding, I guess. It's just on its own. So I separated that just so that, there's less stress on the aquarium stand. But originally I wanted to fit the tub inside the tote, but I mean the stand. But as you can see, it's a tight fit actually. It's such a tight fit. It only fits perfectly if I elevate the tote or the stock tank. So it still works out. But yeah, let's just slow it down for a sec. So in the 30-gallon low boy, we have the new light here as well. So this has been upgraded to a 100-watt grow light instead. And before I had the T5 light bars. So the T5 light bars were okay when I had the betas, but now that we have upgraded the setup, I also had to upgrade the lights, and that's because the plants that I have really need stronger lights, otherwise they'll just die. But also this one, I have this orange chocolate plant that I bought, but it kind of had like insects on it. I don't really know what kind of insects they were, but they were feasting on the plants, so I had to cut off the leaves. But by cutting off the leaves, new one ended up growing, so we're just waiting for that. So that's why the 100 watt grow light is there to support the growth. Let's just see here, because this is another light. Just give me a second here. Yeah, so this is a different spectrum. This is for, you know, flowering. When the orange chocolate does grow, it's going to have a blooming stage, flowering stage. So when there's a flowering stage, I want to make sure that I capture that, or I at least assist the plant in blooming. So that's the purpose of that red spectrum light. So that's about 100 watts, and that's about 35 watts of lighting. And as you can see, it's really bright. You know, fish don't seem too stressed. I mean, they have places to hide, so as long as you have places to hide for them, I think it's okay. But I also added some spider plants here, just because you know, someone was giving it away, so I thought this would be a nice addition to our setup. And spider plants are really, really good at absorbing nutrients and harmful, you know, odors and chemicals in the air. So it's really good for the house as well. So it's a dual purpose type of thing there. Yeah, so it's looking nice though. As you can see, I still got the fluval. They're all full. The plant is actually in the floss right there. So that's what's keeping it upright. And that goes the same for the back as well. The back also has the same kind of setup. And as you know, this is mainly just to polish the water and break down the ammonia. But if we squeeze to the back, you know, I've done a bit of a cable management here. I bought a power bar that, you know, connects to a desk, but desk clamp, I guess. But, you know, I kind of just mounted it on the rack. So that's an idea that you can look into. But this power bar is actually connected to the smart power bar. So this entire power bar is on a schedule. And when it's time to power on, the entire power bar powers on. So that means just, you know, all of the lights that are plugged in will be powered on at the same time. There's no delay. Sometimes when I plug in the lights in the smart power bar, it tends to have that delay from one switch to the next. So yeah. And I think that's about it. I mean, it looks nice. I do still, you know, drink my coffee in the morning as I am doing now. And we're just appreciating, because as you can see, if I go back here and then I sit down, all I see is the front view of that 30 lowboy. And it's like a widescreen film, if you think about it. So I don't really enjoy the lowboy from the top. I mean, I could, but there's really not much going on at the top, you know? But if I do go from the bottom, sorry about that. If I do go from the bottom, then it has that kind of like wide angle type look to it. Yeah, I don't know if I missed anything else. I mean, the copper stand is from Home Depot. The light is actually separate from this clamp light fixture type thing, and it's rated for 120 watts. So, you know, it's scalable. I can upgrade from 100 to 120 max, but that's about it. 120 watts of of electricity, of lighting. I don't think you'll need more than 150 watts of lighting in your aquarium. It'll just be too bright. Fish will just get stressed, unless your main goal is trying to grow plants. But in this case, I'm trying to do both. So I had to get a really strong light, but at the same time, I had to balance not stressing out the fish. So that's one thing you'll encounter when you're trying to achieve something like this. But just check it out. I think that looks pretty cool. I don't even need to watch the TV. I just watch this all day. Anyway, we're gonna be moving down to the, I apologize for the filming. Again, I'm filming it on my phone. And I'm just not used to filming it on my phone. It's been a while since I filmed it on my phone. So, yeah, so I had the hygrometer there. I mounted it with some screws. As you can see, the T5 light bar is still here. I'm just gonna leave it here as a backup if I ever need a backup light. I now have a backup light, but I did put the other T-bars away just so that it's not messy to look at. As you can see, we still have the hygrometer here. Now the hygrometer, or not the hygrometer, the irrigation system here is still doing pretty well. And as you can see, now we're moving down to the 40. The 40 is an interesting one because, you know, again, it has the same lighting. I upgraded it to 100 watts with this clamp light fixture. There is a new plant there. We've been struggling to keep the corkscrew plant alive, so we decided to just put this plant in there. Again, this was free. I didn't have to buy this plant, but I am trying to grow it. It looks sort of like a bonsai. I don't know, but I like the way that it grows. It's settled pretty well in the pot there. Usually, plants, when you transfer them, they get shocked and they die off, but this one did not get shocked from being transferred from soil to basically an aquaponics setup. But we'll just keep an eye on that. But yeah, as you can see, here's the 40. You know, it's looking pretty healthy. No die-offs on any of the plants or livestock, so it's pretty good. Not much to say about the 40. I mean, there's still the Texas breeding pair inside and a bunch of guppies. What else do I have in here? Oh, I have the red, I put the red tiger lotus back down here. So as you're gonna notice in future videos, it's gonna keep growing these lily pads. As you can see, there's one right there, and there's one right there. There's also one way back here, right there. But it's all growing from that one mother plant down there. Now I put it down there because it likes to shoot these leaves up onto the surface, and when it was up here, it was trying to pierce through the mesh cover, so I had to put it down here. I think it looks better down here anyway, where it was originally, but my fear was the Texas cichlids when they grow, because the Texas cichlids are probably going to destroy this, but we'll see how that goes. So far, so good. But yeah, here's the 40. I apologize for any shaking or anything like that. Again, you know, the aesthetic is nice. Overall look, I'm happy with it. If you're looking to switch from glass to pond, let me know. I have both. And now we're gonna move over to the 100. So the 100 also has two of these clamp things. Now I'm gonna try to do a feeding. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this with one hand. Alright, so I got the food right here. And I got the fish right here. So the 100 got a few things. So first of all, there's no more shelf to block the view. So I can now enjoy and appreciate the fish up close without the need to really, kneel down like before. But the thing is, the main purpose of that was because we wanted to prevent the fish from flapping and splashing and eventually destroying the electronics above. But it doesn't seem like our fish are doing that, so I decided to just take it out and just leave it be. Now, by taking it out, I did notice that it was missing some decorations. It was not really lively to look at, so I did add some fake plants because as you know, these cichlids will eat plants. So fake plants will do. I even got these fake lily pads just so that we're protecting them from the really bright light that I got as well. These are 235 watt light bulbs, grow light bulbs. Again, I got grow light bulbs instead of regular light bulbs because it's full spectrum on that front. And really it's way too bright to even turn on two, so I just keep one on. But it's really just for the photos to to use, right? Because it is it's one of our main critical filtration system here. So we got the mechanical there with the moving bed, and then we got the biological for the photos. So that's really critical that we keep that going. But obviously we want to supply the plant with some plant food, and that's through photosynthesis. But obviously I got the two plants here, 21 inches with a really sturdy ceramic base so it doesn't float. Again, from Amazon, really good quality fake plants. I didn't want to get green just because it was going to look realistic. I wanted it, if it was going to be fake plants, I might as well go with a really cool color. But obviously the lily pads are just one color, so I got that. There were some lily pads with some flowers on it already, but I just thought the plain ones without the flowers would do. So yeah, that's that. Not much. I have the Veja now in here. I have a Veja, so the OG of the flower horn is right there. If you know about the flower horn, the hybrid, the Veja is the other part of that. You can thank the Veja for the creation of the flower horn. But I've always kept flower horn in the past. This is probably the first time I've ever kept a Veja, but that's because I saw it in the fish store. It was on sale, so I thought, hey, I might as well go get it. But yeah, 35 watts each. Very scalable. I can increase it to 100 watts, but right now 35 is the photos is really loving it, so we're just gonna keep it. But we're gonna go ahead and do a feeding. As you can see, we have a selection of food, but lately I've been messing with the flakes, because the flakes is very easy to eat, I guess. Now it's really hard to open this with one hand. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to. All right, so there it is. This is the Tetra color super color flakes. So I did get some flakes that add to the color. We're gonna go ahead and do a feeding. And since I have a lot of fish in here, I sprinkle a generous amount. Doesn't really matter how much I put in there. because whatever they don't eat, the plecos will eat, or the snails. But yeah, I put about 2 pinches of it, and as you can see, the fish are loving it. This is probably the first close-up of these fish because they've been you know, hiding in the shelf rack. But there they are, close up, feasting. Now these are either red-eyed severums or red-shouldered severums. I cannot tell for the life of me because they're still juvenile, so we'll still have to wait till they mature a little bit more. If you know in the comments, just let me know. But yeah, so they're all feasting there. The Oscar doesn't seem to be eating the flakes because it's too small for it. So I tend to give him the bug bites. Bug bites, cichlid formula, medium to large. And really, he just needs like this much. Some of them even are eaten by the other 2 fish, the Veja and the Parachromis. So those are the other 2 monster fish that I have in here, along with the 10 severums. So I have about 13 monster fish in this 100 gallon. So it's very overstocked. But as you can see, my filtration is holding up really well. We are still going with the no water change now. I lost track of the days, but it's been months since I've changed the water on this. And I haven't really been seeing any video on no water change for bigger aquarium setups. Like I've seen a no water change for 100 guppies, but I've never seen a no water change on monster fish tanks. And I say that because monster fish produce a lot of ammonia and a lot of fish waste. So I'm trying it out for myself and taking you along for the ride, because we're about to find out if the setup that I have, you know, because I'm not going with a canister filter, although I've used canister filter in the past. Most notably, it would be the Eheim. I don't know the number. I think it's like a 150. I don't know, but it's rated for 100 gallons. I used that on my 75 gallon back in the day, and that held up pretty well. But obviously, this is a new day, and I am more curious about the biofiltration of the plants and the moving bed, the mechanical portion of it. Yeah, again, not much really to talk about with the 100. I think we'll skip the 10 gallon for today. We'll talk about it another day. Not much going on there. I still have the 2 beta oculatas in there. So the beta oculatas are doing well. But we'll focus on that in another video. But since I took out the shelf rack, I had to mount the laptop here. And I didn't really like the wireless setup. I always go for the direct wired. You know, got the Ethernet port, HDMI, just all about the zero lag there. As you can see, I was talking about the power bar. I did mount it on the wall now. It's on the wall, so it's there. And our RO system has improved. I actually ended up drilling through it and, you know, firmly placing it there along with the dispenser. And of course, we have the float valve inside so that it doesn't flood. So it is a perfect setup for me. I have the water pump there for when we water the garden. But yeah, so tubing. I had to secure it firmly to the drywall. As you can see, it follows all the way to the sink where we have the RO filtration system. Now, I did take the dishwasher out, so you're getting a sneak peek of my, what do you call this? My kitchen? My kitchen with no dishwasher. So as you can see, I did kind of tuck it inside this carpet. And that basically just, prevents the cats from tripping on it or us from tripping on it. But yeah, it goes inside of there, and there's a hole that's been drilled through here. And if we look through the sink, not gonna really see it well. Let me just turn on the light. But there's the RO system. So it goes into the RO. I have a 3-stage RO system. Well, first of all, the water, the tap water goes from there, from that white tube, into the 3-stage, 3-chamber filtration. And then the output is the blue tubing, which is connected to the white tubing. And it goes all the way to the reservoir. Now both valves are still here. I wanted to keep the valves inside just so that the cats wouldn't mess with it, because if they did end up turning it on by accident, then there is a risk of flooding. Oh yeah, and also the wastewater. The wastewater from the filtration goes directly into the sink drain and out of mind. So yeah, that's the RO filtration system. I've shown this in a different video, but I wanted to show it to you because of how I set it up. Maybe you can, get some ideas on how you could set yours up. Now, to be honest, I was thinking of running the tubing up this way and over the door, but obviously that's not feasible. I'd have to go and purchase more materials. This was the quickest and shortest run. Obviously there's some safety considerations there, so we did buy a Velcro mat. So this mat won't move at all, and it kind of just seals that tube so that we don't trip. It doesn't become a tripping hazard. But yeah, that's been it. So this is about 30 minutes long now. It's quite a long update, but I think it's a special one just because a lot has been upgraded. And it's not all about the updates. See that? When I turn this off and I just relax and sip my coffee, this is really all I need. Just, this setup right here with the water, the bubbles and everything. It's peaceful. But yeah, that's been it. I hope you like it. I hope that the audio is not too terrible. I still have to fine tune it on OBS and all that stuff. So still learning, but I'll get it right. I know the 100 subscriber special was terrible. the audio on that was terrible. So I don't know if it's the mic itself, but I never had that issue with the 360. So I'm using this lavalier mic. So, let me work on fine tuning that. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.